Hi, I wanted to hop on here real quick and talk to you about some mystery activities that I have developed that is perfect for any mystery unit. I'm Pam from Rockin' Resources, and I'm going to talk about mystery writing and nursery rhyme mysteries. First of all, the nursery rhyme mysteries. What I have here is you create a crime, you have suspects and motives, you have clues and solutions. What you do is you give each student a nursery rhyme or have them pick one, and then they go through and try to create that crime. Like this one is about Humpty Dumpty. So who pushed Humpty Dumpty? The crime is someone pushed him off the wall. Who could be your suspects and motives? In the resource, I tell you in the teacher notes that you can have the children develop suspects and motives from other nursery rhymes too if there's not enough characters. So here I have the king, he was jealous of Humpty. The queen, she thought the king liked him more. King's men, they wanted his jewels. King's horses, they didn't like how Humpty treated them. And then I added in Jack and Jill. We took it from another nursery rhyme. Jack was getting revenge, and then Jill was getting revenge as well because of Jack. So these are all the suspects and motives. Then they go and develop the clues. So what clues can you come up with Humpty Dumpty? Well, you can have footprints behind the wall. You can have a woman's sweater. That way you could be leading towards one of the women in the suspects. You can have a strap from a horse's straddle. And then this one is grass next to the footprints. So that can all lead it into the solution. The solution was Jill did it. Humpty and Jack were fighting over who the king liked best. Humpty pushed Jack down the hill. Jill went to get revenge. The clump of grass was from the hill. Jack and Jill fell down the hill. The clump of grass was from that. So the students are being creative and coming up with their own nursery rhyme mystery with the nursery rhymes. So this is super fun. They really enjoy it. And along with that, whenever I do my mystery unit, I also like to do their very own mystery writing. And what you would want to do here, and of course you'd probably want to do this before you did the nursery rhyme mysteries too, is talk about vocabulary. You want to get them really used to the mystery vocabulary. For example, mystery obviously, case, crime, victim, suspect, evidence, witness, hunch. You also want to talk to them about red herrings so that they can put that in there as well. Breakthrough, deduction, all of these words that go along. I came up with 18 of them. All these words that go along with mysteries. And of course you want to practice that. So in my resource I put a little quiz where they can practice that. But you also want to practice it with the students as a whole. And that's when I love the little I have, who has. So what this is you give each student a card and it's already made up for you. And it says, I have motive. Who has a piece of information or evidence used to solve a mystery? So then that person, whoever has that card, says what they have, and then their question is also on the card. So everything is written right there, but the students have to be listening the whole time to figure out, okay, are they talking about my word? Ooh, my word is motive. Are they talking about that? And you have everybody listening to all the vocabulary. So that's super fun. I like to do that with a lot of vocabulary activities. Next, what I have is some detective notes. And I have this put into a trifold for them. And we start off by listing any characters here. And I put on here, like, who is your detective and what character traits do they have? What about victims? You know, who could be the victim and what are their character traits? And down here you have the plot. You want to put the mystery together. What is the setting? Maybe even draw a picture of it and explain the crime. So you have your plot, you have your setting, your characters, and your problem. Next, you're going to talk about the possible suspects. And I also put on here, what is their relationship? How are they related to that victim? So That way they can start thinking, okay, how am I going to build all of this together? Then on the back, they're developing their clues. And as you notice, I put red herring on there, especially if you want to differentiate for your higher students. You want to make sure that they add that red herring to get them off the beaten path. And then there's some areas for additional notes. And then on the very last page is the crime is solved. So you say who did it, what were the witnesses, who were the witnesses, and how is the crime solved. But I also like to add, what about the very end of the story? You know, yes, it was solved, but what happened at the very end? I like them to add that to their story. So how can they put all of this together? Well, you want to start off with the writing process and explain to them that they're going to take their trifold and do their pre-writing, their rough draft, revising, editing. If you're in a group setting, you could do a peer reflection. If you're a homeschool mom, maybe you could just reflect back and forth. And then a final copy. So what I like to do to start with the pre-writing is to talk about how to organize the graphic organizer. And of course I add a graphic organizer. And then that way they can put all of their items together. Then they're going to do their rough draft, and then there's some ideas for revisions and editing, and then their final copy. Along the way, I have a little essay checklist for mystery writing. And they could just take one of these Post-its and put it right on their rough draft and go through and make sure that they have all of the elements of mystery writing so that they're good to go for their final copy. And then last, of course, I have little templates for writing, and for you, I have a rubric so that you can see if they have developed all of those mystery elements. And then I add a cute little badge so that they can be their little detectives. Another cute idea that I do with my mystery writing unit is I get the little magnifying glasses, those plastic little magnifying glasses, and they pretend that they're magnifying everything along the way, and it just makes it fun for them. So that is a little bit about a few things in my mystery unit. And there's a couple of more, but these ones are really related to the writing end of it. So you have your writing mysteries and your nursery rhyme mysteries. I hope you enjoyed it.